Okay, let's move on to chapter 21. Uh, so, uh, this war with the Asuras, that is, Surapatman's brother, rules this place. This is his abode. We must first destroy him. Before going to Surapatman, you have to destroy Taragan because there are many reasons for this. One, he was the force behind Surapatman. Two, during one of his attacks on the Devas, Vishnu went to protect them, and there was a terrible war that took place between Taragan and Vishnu. Finally, Vishnu was so furious, he took his Chakraidam. You all would have seen Vishnu always has the Chakraidam. It's a very, very powerful weapon, and threw it at Taragan. But Taragan turned that Chakraidam, not only stopped it, he turned it into a jewelry and wore it around his neck. He simply mocked Vishnu that you cannot touch me. And Vishnu was defeated and he went back, lost the war and went back. So Narada told Murugan, don't take him light. He is a very, very powerful demon. Slaying him would be the most appropriate thing to do. You slay him, and Surapatman will lose a great force which was supporting him. So Murugan called Veerababu. Veerababu was his most trusted, one of his most trusted lieutenants. He told Veerababu, go capture or destroy Taragan. Either capture him or destroy Taragan. And Veerababu told Murugan, I will bring him. I will defeat him, I will handcuff him and bring him to you. And with that, he left with a mighty army of Devas. They were all very enthusiastic because they've been waiting for this for a very, very long time. They went in and started the war. Of course, Taragan took it very light because the Devas have never defeated any of the Asuras before. So this is another small episode he thought, and he said, let's confront these people. A terrible war waged between them. Veerababu fought with all his might, but he was defeated by Taragan. Taragan shot a few very powerful arrows and brought Veerababu down. He fainted. Together with him, hundreds of Devas also were, some were killed and some fainted. Now, they were losing the war. So immediately some of the Devas ran to Murugan and now before that, actually when the war was going on, Veerababu was actually winning the first part of the war. So Taragan ran into his, from the battlefield, he ran back into his, his town, that is this, what you call Keralinjagiri. Now Keralinjagiri, as I mentioned earlier, is called Mayaburi. Yet all the magic forces there. So once he went in there, darkness surrounded the entire place. There was no light, complete darkness. So, and Veerababu was very confused. He was not only physically confused because of the darkness, but he was also mentally confused. So, that was the main reason why he was defeated by Taragan. Taragan was, very arrogantly told all his soldiers, this is nothing. This guy is nothing. So when that happened, the soldiers ran back to Murugan and told him, this is what has happened. So that made Murugan, Shanmugan, so furious. He said, okay, it's time for us to go and teach this demon a lesson. So they all got ready and left for the battlefield. And this is a very interesting battle between Murugan and uh, because, see, this has happened in many of the battles, like in Mahabharatam, in Ramayanam, and all that. If you take, for example, in Mahabharata, if you take Ravana, as I mentioned earlier, Ravana was a great devotee of Lord Shiva. He did all kinds of, he was also a great Vinay musician. They say that when he played the music, even rocks will melt. He was that good. So this Ravana also had gone into very severe penance, meditation, and God, because of that, he got lots of boons from Lord Shiva. Lord Shiva is known for this. You please him, he will give you what you ask for. So this Surabhatman had a very important weapon. It's known as, let me see, I wrote it somewhere here. He had, right, sorry, I have gone. Yes, he had, Pasupadastaram. Actually, it's Pasupadastaram. That means Pasupadi is Lord Shiva. Lord Shiva's Astram. He had given these to Tarakan, and that was his mightiest weapon. So, when the war went on, many a times he used all his weapons. But what happened was, all the weapons he shot at Murugan, when they reached him, he just put his hand forward and they turned into garlands and fell at his feet. For the first time, Tarakasuran was taken aback. All his mighty weapons were very easily defeated by Murugan. And this gave a lot of encouragement to all the devas who were with him. So they went on like, mighty force, very, very powerfully. They went on and started killing all the asuras. Finally, again, Tarakasuran went into hiding into his city, Mayapuri, and created all kinds of magic illusions. They were all illusions to confuse Murugan, but of course, none of that worked. Finally, Murugan felt the time has come. This fellow must be put down. So he took his Velayudam and sent it. Now, before that, this mountain where his city was built took 3 different forms from 3 different angles and confronted Murugan. That is when Murugan took out his Velayudam and threw it at the mountain, where the mountain was turned to ashes. In Tamil, they say podi podi ayid. After that, the Velayudam went straight for Tarakan, pierced his chest, and brought him down. He fell like a huge mountain falling down. That was the end of Tarakasuran. The Asura force was completely demotivated. They ran helter-skelter, and some of them ran back to their kingdom and told Tarakasuran's wife that the undefeatable Tarakasuran is gone. He is dead. So, Tarakasuran had many wives, but his official consort was Sauri. She came rushing to the battlefield, and the kind of noise she made could be heard for miles. She screamed. She said, "How can this happen? My husband, who has never been defeated, is gone. He's lying like a whole mountain thrown down." And while this was going on, all the other wives also came. They were all screaming and shouting and crying and beating on their chests that the mighty Tarakasuran is gone. And finally, Tarakasuran's son, Asurendran. Asura Indiran, that means he was the king of the Asuras, came rushing. He couldn't believe that his father is no more. But he did not go into war. He did not do that. What he did was, he immediately made all the arrangements to do all the rites, for the final rites for his father. While all this was happening, Murugan went back to, he was going back to Kailaya, and then midway, Indran meets him. He's very happy because one of his arch rivals is destroyed. So he told Murugan, we would like to offer you some prayers. So Murugan commands one of his aides to build a temple there, and in that temple all the prayers were offered to Murugan to appease after the war, with all the energy brought out, they wanted to appease him, and that took place. Whereas in the battlefield, Tarakasuran's son was performing the last rites for his father. But this was going on. Tarakasuran's wife, all the wives, all of them wanted to burn themselves in the funeral fire. They called it Udankatayirudha. They wanted to, they don't want to leave anymore. They wanted to go with the husband. At first, Asurendran tells her mother, sorry, don't do it. I need you. This is the time then where I need you. We need to do something. We must take revenge. So you must be with me. But she says no. And she goes off. She throws herself into the fire, and that's it. After that, this fellow, he goes to his father's brother, Surapatman, goes to him and tells him, the way he walked into the palace, into the court, he was such a desolate figure. He was completely devastated when he walked in. So the uncle asked him, what has happened to you? Why do you look so devastated? He fell at his uncle's feet, held his feet, told him, my father, Tarakasura, your brother, Tarakasura is no more. Tarakasura laughed loudly. He said, what, is this a joke? Tarakasura defeated, and that too by the Devas? Impossible. You must be joking with me. But Tarakasura broke down, started weeping and said, it has happened. My father is no more. Then you should see the transformation that Surapatman went through. He was roaring like a lion. He said, how can the Devas so many times? My brother defeated Vishnu, defeated Indra, and took him prisoner. How could this be? And immediately he was in such a violent temper. He wanted to go to war immediately. He had one minister known as Amogan. Now, Amogan went up to him and told him, look, I don't mean to be disrespectful, but this is not the time for us to rush into war. It is not that I doubt what Tarakasuran's son is saying. Whatever he said, everything might be true. But then again, let us sit back, analyze the situation before we go into war. At first, Surapatman refused to listen. Then he thought, maybe there is something that I need to study. Because all this happened because the Devas' army was led by a small boy. And He is Lord Shiva's son. We have no problem with Lord Shiva. Surabatman, as well as Tarakasuran, all the Asuras, they didn't have any problem with Lord Shiva. Their problem was with Indran and the Devas. So why? Why is this happening? And so he told Asurendran, let us study, let us go through what has happened, and then we will take the necessary steps. So with that, we conclude chapter 23. We will see chapter 24 probably tomorrow. Thank you and good